Hi and welcome back. Let's talk about regular expressions. First thing and most important thing is that when we write regular expressions, we are writing with a language. Now, regular expressions are not a programming language, but there is still some syntax and some keywords that we have to know when we use regular expressions. And we use the syntax and the keywords to express what we want. So let's look at some examples of regular expressions so we know sort of what it is. Here's some text. And as you can see in this text, there are some patterns. You can probably spot this pattern. I think it's a reasonably straightforward pattern. You can see an A followed by a number, followed by a space, and that sort of repeats 5 times. You've got A number space, A number space, A number space, A number space, A number. Notice how there's no space at the end, so that's an interesting one. The other pattern that is there is this one. A1 space, A3 space, A9 spaces, A5 space, A4. So that's the entire string. So in regular expressions, we can use the language to define the patterns that we're looking for. So here we could define, let's look for a pattern which is an A followed by a number followed by a space. And the regular expression runners would then give us, hey, we found some instances of this pattern in this text. Okay. Let's look at another example. We're going to look just a couple examples of patterns so that you know sort of a bit of what we're looking for. Here's another pattern. We've got Jose, comma, space, Rolf, comma, space, Charlie, comma, space, Adam. So what I see here are some characters, like letters, followed by a comma, followed by a space. Okay, this is a pattern, potentially. Of course, the other pattern is the entire string again, but that's going to be the case for every instance. Let's look at this one. Here's some URLs, some addresses of the internet. And what I see are one of two things. The first one, I see a bunch of characters, followed by a new line character. Remember the \n that we've looked at before. So here the characters include letters, they include the dot, the colon, the forward slashes. You've got a bunch of characters there, and you've got a new line at the end. So that's one of the patterns I see in here. In the other pattern, where you analyze each line, you can see that every line is fairly similar to the line below. You have